organization? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Definitely yes, right? So if you really wanted to implement, first of all, you master those tools. You master those tools so that the implementation will be a cakewalk. And many a times implementation, is a blunder because we really don't do it in a right way. First, you learn them, and then get familiarized with the tools, the principles, and then you will be definitely able to implement it. And coming to Six Sigma, I told you, somewhere around the 1980s, the Japanese products were dominating in the market, and a company called, a US-based company called Motorola was also struggling. That time they were manufacturing televisions in the brand name called Accuser, and they had a lot of problems, a lot of quality issues, because they were poorly managing and controlling the process internally. Whenever you fail to manage and control the process internally, there will be problems externally. Hope it is logical. You don't do correctly internally, and then externally there will be a lot of failures. And in Six Sigma, we call them external failures because the products are failing in the market. The products are failing in the hands of the customer. Problems are getting noticed by your customer. This is the maximum harm you can do for your company. So those were happening. And Motorola decided to sell the brand. They sold this Accuser brand, and then a company called Matsushita Electric, which is a Japanese firm, they acquired it and they made it a mega success. And today it is called Panasonic. So seeing the success, the CEO of the company, Motorola, Robert Bob Galvin, he understood one thing. Problem is not only with the product quality. More than that, problem is with our approach towards quality. Logical, right? And so he told, he assigned the responsibility to two people, somebody, some people like you only. So Bill Smith and Michael Harry. Bill Smith is an engineer. Michael Harry is a statistician. Both of them were given the responsibility to see to that the company produces tenfold results, tenfold better results within the next 5 years. And they took the challenge, and an engineer combined and a statistician, the combination worked very well. This is what I am also recommending to all of you, right? You may be a professional in your field. You may be a doctor, you may be an engineer, you may be a lawyer, or you may be anyone. You may be a professor. You should also be a good statistician. You must learn to use numbers. You must learn to use numbers in your day-to-day activities so that you can also produce phenomenal results for your company. And they developed a statistical metric-based system. Everything there is a number. For everything there is a number. For machine there is a OEE, overall equipment effectiveness, isn't it? Similarly, for the employees, there will be a KPI, key performance indicator. For departments, there will be a KPI. For top management, again there will be a KPI. Everything is monitored using numbers. That is statistics. And this really worked very well, because you can manage, you can control better with the help of numbers. Hope all of you will agree with me. So this is what Bill Smith and Michael Harry did, and they were able to effectively manage and control their internal processes. As a result, external failures came down. And also, to handle any problem at the root, we learned one of the principles is solve the problems at the root level. In order to solve the problems at the root level, Bill Smith and Michael Harry, they developed a methodology. 4-phase methodology, MAC, where M stands for measure, A stands for analyze, I stands for improve, C stands for control. What gets measured gets monitored. What gets monitored gets controlled. What gets controlled gets improved. Hope all of you understand the sequence, right? So they started with the measure, and it was Six Sigma had only 4 phases in 1987. By the time it was introduced, Six Sigma had only 4 phases. Just with the 4 phases, Motorola announced a saving of $16 billion. That's not a small money those days and even today. And Motorola was awarded Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award for the highest levels of practices for the best practices they maintained in achieving the highest levels of quality, right? And today, Bill Smith, the second. The Bill Smith is known as father of Six Sigma. And it is this person, Michael Harry, later, after Bill Smith, he popularized Six Sigma like anything. And then it is Michael Harry who created the belt level. Because somebody to participate in a project using the MAC framework, they need to be trained. How can you participate in a project where you are not familiar with the approach? So you need to be trained, absolutely no doubt. So he created belt level. If you want to lead a project, then your role is different. If you want to just help the team, your role is different. You just want to be a supporter of the improvement initiative, then your role is different, because you are a boss there. They only need your blessings. If to get your blessings, you need to at least know all these things, isn't it? And that is called white belt. That is called white belt. You become a believer of all that we spoke today. Quality, Toyota production system, lean and Six Sigma, everything. You become a believer. If you become a believer, you are a white belt. So white belts are absolutely essential to support the improvement initiative. In the absence of white belts, or if people are not even white belts, improvements and quality are only a talk on the table. That's all. It will never happen, right? And then yellow belts, they will move further, work with you, and then help you. They will work with you in your project. They will give you data. They will plot some graph. They will do the project activities, but not independently. They are yellow belts. But certain people, they have undergone the training formally. They have mastered the QC tools. They have mastered the statistical tools, problem solving, and particularly the Six Sigma framework. Today it is DMAC. It is no more MAC. It is DMAC. Because later MAC was changed to DMAC by General Electric. Because defining the problem is more important. Then only you can measure it correctly. Otherwise, measurement error will happen. And so D was added, MAC become DMAC in 1995, and then no more changes. Then even today it is DMAC. So yellow belts role will be assisting the team members. They will be they will be working under the guidance of green belts. But green belts, they can work independently. They can even lead Six Sigma project. The only limitation is the complexity have to be less and medium. The complexity of the project have to be less and medium. The project scope must be limited to the specific department he is working. You are a mathematics teacher. Your project is to improve the results in mathematics. Don't worry about science. Don't worry about economics. Don't worry about the English and other things. Your focus is only to improve the results in mathematics, because you are a mathematics professor. Same way, you are a person in assembly. You are a green belt in assembly shop. You will handle only the problems in the assembly shop. That's all. Don't worry about the problems in the production. Don't worry about problems in the warehouse. Don't worry the problems in the sales and marketing. Those are all out of scope. Such projects are called green belt projects. But sometimes you're in a responsible position. You need to handle even complex cases. You need to work with multiple departments. A problem of multiple departments you need to handle. Then you need to be a black belt. You need to be a black belt. Generally, black belts are at least out of 100 people in any company, at least one should be a black belt. Right? Out of 100, at least one should be a black belt. If that is not happening, then operational excellence will be difficult in the company. And then above the black belt, there will be one more person called master black belt. At least a company should have one master black belt who will mentor and guide the black belts and green belts and make them work on improvement projects, nothing but the operational projects. If you do all the operational projects very well, operational goals will be achieved. Down level goals. If the operational goals are achieved, tactical goals will be achieved. If the tactical goals are achieved, the strategic goals will be achieved. If the strategic goals are achieved, your company is now a brand leader. The goals are connected very well. This is called goal alignment. So all these things will be taken care with the correctly qualified people. Otherwise, it is not that easy. You require people at all level, master black belts, green belts, yellow belts, no, and all these things. And all of them, the Bill Smith and Michael Harry, and they developed this MAC methodology. They named it Six Sigma because of this gentleman's concept. You know who is he? Carl Friedrich Gauss. Carl Friedrich Gauss, a German mathematician, born in the year 1777. He introduced a concept, no, or a theory, I would say, theory of normal distribution. According to him, any natural phenomenon in this world will follow a unique pattern. If you visualize using some data, that will be in the form of a bell shape, going up and coming down. And he called it normal distribution. And today we call it Gaussian distribution because it is introduced by Friedrich Gauss.